I want to touch on more about Pitch Perfect 2 because I know I'm missing several things, such as what is the romance between Fat Amy and Bumper? It's okay. I mean, it's kind of almost there, but there are enough moments for it to enough comedic moments, such as this from Fat Amy singing to Bumper. She does this singing thing that she does this singing idea that's just funny, just really funny. And of course, hey, it turns out to give me a laugh, so it works. It has a purpose. Also, I think it's Josh Michael Higgins or something like that. I'm gonna get my phone out. Yeah, talk about amateur hour. But it might as well work for me. Actually, this movie's $125 million. Well, we're sure. Now, shit. Thanks to that Google Chrome. Seriously, this guy. I sound like I'm doing product placement, like a Happy Madison commercial, feature-length commercial, because that's what they produce now. But yeah, I exited out Google Chrome. Google Chrome is the most widely used browser, actually. For good reason. It's the fastest. I'm going to look up Pitch Perfect 2. Sorry guys, this is dragging on. The opening musical scene is funny. I have to give major credit to it. I mean, they do a lot. There's a lot full of energy. But it's when Fat Amy comes in doing that Miley Cyrus wrecking ball sequence. Holy shit! Dude, the laughs just fly out of you. They just instantly come out and they never stop. It's awesome. Also, it's nice to see John Michael Higgins and Elizabeth Banks back. I mean, they still offer up a lot of wittiness. And they're still really funny. I mean, they bring a lot of great jokes. I have to give major credit to that. It's funny. Yeah. It's of course the person who plays Stacy. Yeah, you obviously know she dyed her hair. She unfortunately is not as great as great as she was in the first one. Because I mean, she was so sexually charged. It was just awesome. They kind of briefly touched upon that in one joke that you may have seen in the trailer. You obviously know what I'm talking about. There were a few times where she kind of touched upon it, but yeah. The person, I forgot who played, shit, I don't even really know. Well, Anna Kendrick worked for a record label. Yeah, that sounds better. Seriously have problems. Cynthia Rose. Yeah, she was obviously a lesbian. I feel like that she was more sexually charged than Stacy, which is not really which is kind of sad. But she still brought good moments to it. Rebel Wilson's Fat Amy. She keeps stealing the scene. I mean, you can't stop her. She will always keep coming. She will always bring the laughs. Sometimes some jokes may kind of fall flat, but she mostly brings the laughs. I mean, seriously, what more credit do I have to give to her that hasn't been given already? She's hilarious. Seriously, she has a great career in comedy. I mean, seriously, I liked her brief cameo in Bridesmaids. I mean, I love that movie. We all do. And in the first Pitch Perfect, which she was supreme. She always made me laugh. She made everybody laugh. What more do I have to say? Shit. And of course, Lily. That's who it was I was talking about. Yeah, Lily. She unfortunately is a little inaudible. Again, she's quiet in terms of speaking voice. But then, of course, she could be more audible near the end of the first one. But, she was still entertaining to watch. But then, of course, this movie feels a little bit too tame in comparison to the first one with its quirkiness and overall enjoyment, entertainment value. Still has that, but it just doesn't have what the first one had, which was this unique energy that I really wish I see more in comedies. This really is one of my favorite comedies of 2010 so far. I mean, everyone's saying that, but it's true. My favorite, however, I don't know. 21 Jump Street is great. Same for 22 Jump Street. Grand Budapest Hotel. I love that movie. Yeah, it's my favorite, actually, because it's probably the funniest one I saw from Wes Anderson. If you have not seen it. If you like Wes Anderson, you have to see this. You cannot say you're a Wes Anderson fan if you have not seen this movie. I mean that literally, guys. Holy shit, I think, almost all of his movies. Seriously, you gotta give me credit for that. I mean, I've seen his first film, Bottle Rocket, Rushmore. These are films I have not seen from him, actually. The Royal Tenenbaums and Fantastic Mr. Fox. I know Royal Tenenbaums is on demand, I think. I still think it is. I have no idea. I gotta check it out. I'm going to watch that. I am going to, because I love Wes Anderson. It has an Oscar nomination for Best Original Screenplay. And come on! It's Wes Anderson! back to the picture of her too, which is subpar, obviously. I do enjoy watching this stuff. Like, seriously, Emily Junk, really? It's not bad, but okay. And of course you have Flo, who makes a lot of references. She's kind of a stereotype, in my opinion, which is okay, not that great of an idea. But she still had some scenes, but overall she's kind of a stereotype, which is upsetting. Yeah. Emily, you know, she's just a person who, I mean, she's kind of like Bella. She wants to write songs. She's a little more perkier. She wasn't like as down as Becca was, you know? I mean, she's more perkier, so of course that kind of really assisted in making her scenes awkward, most of them. But she still was entertaining to watch. At least there's some credibility in that role. Although you can never forget Haley Steinfeld's debut in True Grit, the remake of the original from 1969, I believe. No, from 1960s, late 60s, directed and written by the Coen brothers. It was like she got nominated for an Oscar. How can you beat that? It was her debut role, for fuck's sake. That's major credit. Dude, that's a great debut for acting. No fucking doubt. Anyways, Skylar Astin, you know what I mean? You obviously know he's Becca's boyfriend. You obviously know that. He's kind of almost there. He has his appearances, but overall he doesn't have that real sense of comedy. You know what I mean? He doesn't have all those moments. I mean, the interactions between him and Becca were always entertaining to see in the first one. But here, since of course he's not really doing that all that much, it was a little sad. But what can you expect from a sequel? It's really trying a little too hard at times. You got Bumper, who of course is cool. I mean, this guy's silly. He's kind of an asshole. But overall, I enjoyed him as a character. Although I seriously doubt you can beat him in the first one. But then, of course, how can you beat that? Benji, obviously, I mean, this guy has more of a purpose. I mean, he has some cool musical numbers, and of course shares those same awkward scenes with Haley Steinfeld, like I said. It works. Like Anna Kemp. Anna Kemp is Aubrey. It's nice to see her back, and I mean, I still thought she gave us what I really enjoyed from the first one. Her overtly strict demeanor and her mass determination to just be the best. It's nice to see that, although it's not as great as the first one. Seriously, guys, there are a lot of comparisons they can make between how the characters are, how returning characters are in the first one, and how they are in the second one. They're still fine, especially on their own, but yeah, comparisons, they're a little subpar. Then, of course, Jesus Christ, I don't know. I really am running out of ideas to say. I'm really dragging this along. Das Sound Machine, I mean, they're awesome. Every character is just awesome. They're just cool. Yeah. Let's give credit. Of course, you have Katie Seagal, Catherine Junk, Emily's mom, who's also former Bella. She has one moment she has a few enjoyable moments, but of course there's one moment that really made her stand out. You already seen the movie, you already know what I'm talking about. I still like John Michael Higgins and Elizabeth Banks. I mean, they're still funny. David Cross had a cool cameo, though he's not that great. I mean, when it comes to film, he is just kind of a joke. Love him as Tobias on Arrested Development. See that show if you have not already. Have not finished season 4. I have seen the first 2 seasons, and I love them. It's probably my favorite sitcom of all time. Not kidding. I mean, you have Friends, you have Seinfeld, you have... I know Cheers, but I never really watched it yet. I watched like 2 episodes, and I don't know why I stopped. Although I heard Sullivan's Son was a ripoff of that. I didn't really watch that show. I kind of watched it in its first season, then after all, just stopped, and it got canceled. Possibly deservedly. Anyways, you even got Snoop Dogg in a cameo in the Green Bay Packers, who are awesome. And there's also a scene involving like a musical duet. Well, like a music off, or whatever the fuck, music face off. I'll call it that, because I don't know what the fuck it's called. But it's cool. I mean, the first one was enjoyable. This one was also really enjoyable. I mean, high on the energy, really kept it flowing well, and I thought it worked. But then, of course, yeah, I mean, it's really hard. I mean, all the constant comparisons I make between this and the first one are just unstoppable. Seriously, I should just make this a second video. Hey, I should just do that. I should do that. But anyways, guys, I mean, shit. Yeah, Pitch River 2 review, part 2. How about that? Snoop Dogg had some cool moments. I thought he was pretty funny. I mean, you got Team Philippines, Team India, Team Canada. They're all cool. They all have their own comedic vibe to them, like all their own comedic personality that made them enjoyable to sit through. I mean, why not? That sounds so bad. I keep saying a lot, so it's like I'm misusing that word. It's like how 50 Shades of Grey doesn't know how to use grammar correctly. You obviously know that. I am backing away, so I don't have to hear you guys. So I don't have to hear you guys yelling at me up close. Anyways, back to this. God, that's such a wow. That fell flat, just like some of the jokes in this movie, and every joke in Grown Ups 2, and Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, and Biodell. And for what I've seen in the first 22 minutes, The Master of Disguise. I'm not gonna finish that movie. Mostly because stuff's being taken off Netflix starting in June, and I gotta watch those. Bram Stoker's Dracula, Rain Man, shit, what else? I know Crouch is on there, that's being taken off June 4th, but I still gotta watch that. Yeah, I'm just dragging this along. Anyways, guys, it's my part 2. Got more detailed, maybe some spoilers, but overall, no. I don't do that. I swear I do this stuff randomly. I swear, it's like I swear to God, I could have done this better if I knew really what I was heading towards. Like, if I was really going somewhere, really, the timing was better. I'm surprised I could actually snap, actually. I forgot. You know, for some reason I never really could snap. And then, years later, I could just, you know, do it. I don't know. Comment below, like, if you have anything to talk about. This review almost felt pointless to me. Man, I gotta go to sleep. Anyways, guys, just comment below a few things. Like, comment below, like, I mean, how would you compare the returning characters from the original to this one? Do you think they were better? Do you think they were as good? Do you think they were a little subpar? Just comment below your opinions and subscribe to my channel for more videos.